We have an anonymous tip line that individuals from the city may call in and say they have a problem with drugs or some kind of criminal behavior. The COPS grant officers can take that task up, and we actually have a chance where we can sit down with other officers or other shifts and work out a plan to address the needs of a certain neighborhood.
Recently, the Shawnee Police Department received a COPS grant from the United States Department of Justice for $477,120. This grant was to hire 3 additional officers on the Shawnee Police Department, and those officers are solely for the use of community-oriented policing problem-solving techniques.
I'm Officer Jay King with the Shawnee Police Department. I'm a member of the COPS grant team. It's been recently started here at the Shawnee PD. It's a job that really gives me a chance to be proactive. It takes me away from being a reactive patrolman where I have to just respond to calls, and allows me the ability to go out and be proactive against crime. I would say my top priority is meeting the citizens' needs and whatever they view as important. Different things as far as officers, we may deem other things as more important at the time, and when you're on patrol you have to take the highest priority calls and give them your full attention. Through this grant, it enables us to not have to be as reactive, and it allows us time to sit back, review the different community needs and what the citizens are wanting from their police department and try and address those needs. As far as patrol officers, we're able to drive around in our cars and we get a limited window. We can't hear what the people are talking about in the streets, and a lot of times we can't see what's going on in the town around us. The number one person to know what's happening in a neighborhood is the people that live there. The citizens that live in these houses, they know what's going on at their neighbor's house across the street. They know what's happening in these back alleys in a way that we can never find out on our own. And so the importance of them relaying that to us is invaluable, because it gives us the tools to go out and take action against the problems that they're having, that if they remain silent, we may never even know that those problems exist. Some of the ones that are major in this town are burglaries and obviously drugs as a major citizen complaint and problems that we have. And a lot of those burglaries stem from people trying to get money to purchase narcotics and things like that. So that's one of our major focuses that we've been since we started, is the burglaries and then the narcotics, but also we address parking problems, speeding in school zones. Anything that citizens deem as important and it matters to them is what matters to us. Through the COPS program, I've been given the opportunity recently to be a part of following up on citizen leads on a drug house that we were able to follow all the way through the investigation and actually take down in a raid, serving a search warrant on the house where trafficking weight of narcotics was recovered. So these citizen drug tips are really just invaluable. The only reason we even knew that was a problem house was due to anonymous citizen complaints. We received several over the last few months about complaints of high drug traffic, possibly dealing dope, smelling of burnt marijuana. It's through those that even led us to that street, because we wouldn't have known it existed. Through that, we were able to continue gathering research. Several concerned citizens provided us and helped us with different pictures of vehicles at the house, different things to help us in our investigation that ultimately led into the taking down of the house and pending charges on subjects there for dealing and trafficking crack cocaine. So that was all, I mean, from the ground up, that was a citizen complaint and several citizen complaints pulling their information together to help lead us to that. Another good example would be the recent large meth raid conducted by the District 23 Task Force. That was an outstanding investigation on their part, and we were fortunate and lucky enough to be able to help assist them with that. And all the information that we get when we assist on things like that come from citizens' tips and interacting with the community. Me, myself, just as a lone person, I may not have that much idea of the workings of the drug activity in Shawnee, but when all these people pull in their information and we collect these tips over a matter of time, we're able to help use that information to help offer our assistance to not only our drug investigations, but investigations like that was conducted by the DA Task Force in the meth raids. I would say that these recent efforts impacted the community in a huge way with this drug raid. For one, there's 39 or 40, I forget the exact total number, of drug dealers that are off the streets and aren't out dealing drugs at this moment, which is a huge number, because that not only affects those people, but all the people that were buying drugs from those suppliers are now without their drugs. And so That's a huge effort to help clean up, and I can only imagine that the continuing results of that investigation will continue to get more and more drug dealers off the streets.
The 3 COPS officers are led by Sergeant Daniel Shoemaker, and Dan has Officer Jay Keene and David Carpenter. So those 3 officers went out and started being more proactive in partnering with citizens, businesses, other governmental entities within our community. Let's say a particular neighborhood has a problem with larcenies. People are stealing things off of their front porch or in their backyard, and it's been going on for quite some time. They can get together with these officers, and these officers can set up a little sting operation where they can adjust their schedule however they want, as long as they fulfill their 40 hours a week, and they can go into a particular neighborhood. We have partnerships with dealerships here in town, like Automax, that allow us to borrow cars of virtually any kind that we want off the lot. And we go out, and the citizens have no idea that those are police officers driving right next to them, or even at nighttime, a car parked down the street might very well be a couple of our COPS officers on a little sting operation looking for criminals that are burglarizing people's cars in their driveway or stealing things out of their yard. So they hook up with the citizens, that give them the problem, and then they try to solve the problem within that particular neighborhood.